Alright, so I haven't made a face-to-face video in a little while. I apologize for that. Channel's been kind of dreary with just infinite tournament content and news here and there, amongst other things. Getting back into the groovy little shape of things here. So I wanted to kind of touch on the... I'm not going to sound stupid by saying the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! But, like, not the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! But, like, the future meta. So right now, our game is complete and utter shit. If anyone tells you different, they're lying. Quite a few players hate this current format. Cosmos, PK Fire, Burning Abyss. I don't know if I said Monarchs or not, but like, it's the same redundancy amongst, like the top 5 decks. Pendulums, kind of being like the underdog of the format. We saw that in Columbus. Pendulums was definitely the sleeper deck going into Columbus for the YCS. Quite a few players took advantage of that, even though PK Fire still won the last 2 events. Kind of seems that PK Fire is that deck that it's really well built, really versatile. It can do a lot, but it just doesn't have a bad matchup, I think, except for Monarchs. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But it seems like there's a lower number of Monarch players going into these events, or there's just more Pendulum players. I'm not exactly sure what's going on myself, to be honest there. But the Ultimate Tzolk'in Monarch deck is pretty cancerous. I think the European player that came up with that concept innovated the game. But looking at Japan, you all should know that Japan is just fucking ABC Union the deck. Fucking Blue Eyes was a thing for the longest time. Not exactly sure if it's still doing... I think it's still doing good over there, if I recall. But it's still just a whole bunch of fucking ABCs. If you guys don't know about the new Union monsters, you should do a little bit of research into Japan. Shit's pretty broken. The fact that, like, you have multiple unions now and all this other shit. Transmodify Galaxy Soldier, all fucking broken cards. DDs, which we're probably going to get later this month or next year. I almost want to say that there are definitely some DDs coming in the set this year. Savant Thomas is one of them. I know we're missing some synchros and shit like that. I definitely know that we're missing quite a lot of cards. And also the difference between here and Japan is we don't have fucking a million upstarts and a fucking million chicken games like Japan does. Yeah, their meta's just ABCs, DDs, and Blue Eyes. So if you can't do your ABCs, you shouldn't be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japan. So what are we looking at here? So end of July, Alternative might be coming out. We're not 100% sure yet. It's going to be one of those things like people are fucking doing the Illuminati shit. They're like, Kaiba's holding Alternative on the movie pack. Sure. But we're not 100% sure. So I don't want to say, like, get your hopes up, but, like, maybe. It's like the biggest fucking mystery of Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. Are we getting Alternative? Yes or no? Okay, we are? Cool. Something's going to be a little bit better. The Blue Eyes stuff has already been up in price for so long, and honestly, the Blue Eyes deck just isn't what it is without Alternative. Next set, we get Pot of Bullshitamy, or excuse me, Pot of Duplicity, the Mill 10 Draw 2. A lot of people are still in denial about that card affecting our game at all, but this is what I have to say to them. You're probably underestimating generic draw power in Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking Card Demise was a card that was thought to be shit for the longest time. And then fucking Cosmos and everyone else and their fucking mother started playing it. And look what happened. Give the community time. The community will break it. There has to be a way. And if Japan teaches us anything amongst most of our meta, it is the card will be used at some point. Not exactly sure in the TCG, but we'll find out. Also, unless Cyberstein comes back, Metaphosis isn't going to do anything here, TCG-wise, at all. And unless they destroy Cosmos, Monarchs, Pendulum, whatever, PK Fire and the TCG, we're going to have the same fucking meta that we have now, which is a general problem for those of us that are burned out. Now, if you add Blue Eyes into that equation without giving us DDs, Cyberstein from Methos, or, the rest of the DD support right away, or ABCs, what you're going to have is the same stagnant meta plus one deck, plus another deck over time. Granted, I think we're supposed to get another TCG archetype in this set. Also, I don't think Dark Magicians are really going to cut it with the current metagame that we have. I mean, yeah, sure, the deck is good. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it a few times be played. It's cute. It does its thing. But compared to the power of alternative, compared to DDs, like, you're missing something. And let's be real, like, a lot of the current TCG meta is, like, they're different games, sure, but we still have some of the same power trips Japan has. Japan's just a lot more consistent in what they do. If you look at the current American metagame, fucking, you either open up the fucking nuts, you either open up nuts, okay, or terrible. And there's no way to fix your current hand. Like, let's be real. All right, we're going to use the Look and Logic card here for this. So generic draw power is hit. So now you're playing one Upstart Goblin, probably playing 42 cards with one Upstart Goblin. Sure. It's a blank card that's anything in your deck. Now, the logic of Upstart isn't for the deck thinning anymore. It's just additional, go one step further into my deck and get another named card. Okay, sure. But it's not the same thing that it was. And it's one of the things that's times change. Obviously, America has to take care of this problem of card-atomize. Like, not only is our metagame currently stagnant with what we have card-atomize, which is making it cancerous. Cosmo and Cleafor are probably the only two decks at the moment that get any sort of benefit from it. I might be missing one. Someone's probably playing fucking Cardinalize and Monarchs of all decks. Like, hello, look, I draw cards. And then hand goes bye-bye. But at the end of the day, it's good. It balances out anti-meta, sure. But, like, people don't like anti-meta because floodgates are bad to them. So that's understandable. But you have a generic draw card that shouldn't exist because you limited Upstart and Chicken Game. And you either, there's no ifs, ands, or medians about it. Like, you either outright take care of all the draw, or don't leave any at all. Unfortunately, we went with the latter, and they didn't think the TCG would figure that shit out. And unfortunately, we did. So, moral of the story right now, I can't stress this enough. The English metagame, sure. Yeah, you have budget Monarchs. You have Cancerous Cleafort, amongst other things. But the problem is, in order to get a real meta change, you have to introduce several decks at once. You can't just stagnantly introduce one at a time. I think it's one of the problems that the TCG really has with a lot of things is, yeah, granted, Japan has 4 different top decks than we do. That's pretty much unheard of. DDs, Methos, Blue Eyes, and, like, the ABC deck. Those are 4 different decks that our environment does not have compared to what we have in our top 5. And it's very interesting because we could very easily have those decks implemented into our game and have a much different metagame, and things might not be so so much more cancerous, per se. Sure, I'm definitely sure things could be a lot worse, but having 9 decks instead of 5, definitely something I'd like to see. In terms of older decks getting support, let's be real. The only thing you can Mermails now is 3 Diva. They have fucking everything else. Maybe Tidal. I mean, but ain't no one want to fuck with the Dragon Rulers. I think Dragon Rulers could just be simply solved by having a clause that says you can only use 1 Dragon Ruler per deck. That means only 1 blue, or 1 red, or 1 white, or 1 brown. That way you can make them playable in their own rights, sure, but at the end of the day, you basically balance them out by saying just 1 ruler per deck. But outright they're just banned. So just food for thought there. So I've been rambling on a little bit too much here about the future of Yu-Gi-Oh. DDs, blue eyes, give to me, please. ABCs, DDDs. Now I know my blue eyes. BBC, I don't fucking know. So, guys, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Down Arena. There's not much else I can really say at this current point in time. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some more discussion videos going here. There's a couple things I've been wanting to do. I kind of miss in-depth discussions like this. I think some of the tournament videos kind of put me off a little bit in terms of stuff. Also, sorting cards is a real bitch. So, alright guys, I'm out. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up this video to show your support. And please check out Vanguard for Cardfight Vanguard, M-Kohl Games for miscellaneous trading card games, and No Limit Gaming for a brand new series of Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks for watching.